Paddy Pimblett wants Ilia Topuria's belt, but Ilia says UFC would be making a huge mistake. Despite Paddy Pimblett's perfect 7-0 record in the UFC, Ilia argues that the streak is misleading because it came against opponents who were past their prime or struggling. He points out that Pimblett's last 3 victories over Michael Chandler, King Green, and Tony Ferguson were against fighters who combined were on a double-digit losing streak at the time. According to Ilia, this pattern suggests Pimblett has been given favorable matchups designed to build his star power rather than test him against elite, in-form contenders. In his view, Pimblett has effectively skipped the toughest stages of the climb toward a title shot, avoiding dangerous, highly ranked opponents who would normally serve as gatekeepers to championship contention. Ilia acknowledges that, from a promotional standpoint, the UFC might be tempted to book Pimblett against Topuria because of their personal rivalry. The two have a history of verbal exchanges and even faced off in the octagon after UFC 317, which adds an emotional storyline that could boost interest in pay-per-view sales. In today's UFC landscape, marketability often competes with merit when determining title shots, and Ilia admits bad blood goes a long way in selling fights. However, he stresses that this kind of matchmaking bypasses the merit-based system that's supposed to reward fighters who climb the rankings through tough competition. In his view, Pimblett hasn't fought the kind of dangerous, top-tier opponents that would prove he's ready for the champion, whereas other fighters, like Arman Tsarukyan, have beaten elite contenders to earn their spot. The concern is that giving Pimblett the shot purely for promotional reasons undermines the competitive integrity of the division, rewarding popularity and trash talk over skill and accomplishment. If you're enjoying the updates and want the fastest UFC news drops, hit that subscribe button and join the MMA Thread family. Ilia makes it clear that if the UFC is going to award the next lightweight title shot based on merit, Arman Tsarukyan should be at the top of the list. Tsarukyan is currently the #1 ranked contender and has compiled an impressive 9-1 record in the UFC's deepest division since losing his debut to current lightweight champion Islam Makhachev. His recent run includes back-to-back wins over elite opponents, former champion Charles Oliveira and former top 3 contender Beneil Dariush, both of which cemented his standing as a legitimate threat to the title. Ilia also highlights that Tsarukyan was willing to make championship weight as the backup fighter for UFC 317's main event between Ilia Topuria and Oliveira, a move that demonstrated professionalism and earned goodwill with the promotion. However, Tsarukyan's situation is complicated by his withdrawal from a scheduled title fight against Makhachev at UFC 311 due to a back injury. While Ilia believes Tsarukyan made the smart decision for his health, he also notes that the UFC probably didn't like it and may be reluctant to reward him immediately with another title shot. Even so, Ilia suggests that Tsarukyan's combination of elite wins, consistent performances, and willingness to step in when needed is a strong indicator that the promotion could still choose him as Topuria's next opponent. In Ialia's eyes, Tsarukyan has done everything required to earn the opportunity. He's fought and beaten top-tier competition, stayed active, and shown championship-level commitment, making him the most deserving candidate despite the UFC's occasional preference for star power over sporting fairness. Don't miss the next big UFC twist. Subscribe now to MMA Thread and stay ahead of every fight story.